Now at 10, we're learning more about changes that could be on the horizon when it comes to stopping at certain railroad crossings in the U.S. Fox 56's Aaron Leedy is looking into the federal proposal that's putting safety at the forefront.
The nation's railroad crossings caught in a crossroad. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, a sub-agency of the U.S. Department of Transportation, is considering amending the regulations for certain commercial vehicles when stopping at railroad-grade crossings. Currently, buses transporting passengers and commercial vehicles hauling hazardous materials are required to stop before crossing a railroad track unless an exemption applies. The FMCSA is considering making it so those vehicles would not have to stop if the crossing's warning devices such as bells, lights, and gates aren't in an activated state.
There's always a baseline standard, but we can always go beyond that.
Patrick O'Brien oversees safety, compliance, and driver training for Royal Excursion. The company operates more than 100 vehicles consisting of charter buses, interurban trolleys, and paratransit vans. He says current law states if a bus doesn't have any passengers on board, they're not required to stop. But some companies, including Royal Excursion, still stop regardless and would continue even if the proposed changes go into effect.
We would still maintain the stopping at all railroads only because, for one thing, it builds a habit for the driver, regardless whether they have passengers on or not.
The FMCSA says the proposal seeks to better align federal rules with current state laws, improve traffic flow, and reduce unnecessary stopping at crossings deemed safe by engineering standards. In 2018, the FMCSA initiated a study on the impact of the regulations that are currently on the books.
The findings of that study were that, in the FMCSA's view, there would be a net decrease in accidents caused at rail crossings.
Chris Eckert specializes in Department of Transportation safety and hazardous materials compliance for the law firm Scopelitis. He says the 2018 study could be influencing this proposed change. In the public comment period that closed on July 29th, several school districts, transportation companies, and organizations with ties to the railroad industry weighed in, citing safety concerns and arguments for and against the changes. The Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainment, representing more than 31,000 of them, calling the proposal misguided and unsafe, strongly urging the FMCSA to withdraw this rulemaking. The National Tank Truck Carriers taking a different view, writing this reform would prioritize highway safety with the added benefits of delay reduction and congestion mitigation, adding that a collision between a tank truck and a train is substantially lower than the likelihood of a rear-end collision. The NTTC pointing to distracted driving in its written statement as being more of an issue, something O'Brien has noticed in his career in the bus industry.
People just really are doing so many things driving down the road, except the thing that they should be focused on, which is the number one, driving.
Eckert says it remains to be seen what would happen if the proposed changes take effect and state laws aren't updated to reflect the new federal standard.
The FMCSA, the federal government, could theoretically issue proceedings to preempt those state laws, or it could withhold federal funding, or at least threaten to withhold federal funding.
Aaron Leedy, Fox 56 News, first at 10.
Eckert says the next step in the process is for the FMCSA to review the submitted comments, and if it wants to go forward, the proposal will go through other agencies before being finalized and adopted.